Ça c'est bon. In Cajun French, this translates to that is good. If you have ever tried Cajun cooking, then you are probably in agreement. Cajun foods are a staple of Louisiana's culture. As a native of Louisiana, I was raised on Cajun foods. No matter what we cook in my home, we always add a little bit of Cajun to all of our meals. Now let's talk about some of the foods that are most popular in Louisiana. One of these is gumbo. The base ingredients of gumbo are roux and filet. Filet is ground and dried sassafras leaves. This is a seasoning and it gives gumbo some of its flavor. Roux is flour that is browned in oil. It gives gumbo its brown coloring and thickness. There are several types of gumbo, which include chicken and sausage gumbo, seafood gumbo, okra gumbo, and wild game gumbo. It's usually cooked for a few hours, and it's similar to a thick stew enjoyed over rice. You have probably heard about a famous dessert called a beignet. Although they're found in different areas, one of the hotspots for the beignet is Café du Monde. Café du Monde is located in the French Quarter in New Orleans, Louisiana. The beignet is a fried pastry topped with powdered sugar. It's most simply described as a fried donut, and it became Louisiana's official donut in 1986. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the king cake, the tradition of the king cake. The king cake, it was named after the three kings of the Nativity. You can usually find these king cakes around the Mardi Gras season, which usually lasts a couple of weeks before Easter. The king cake is a large, round, breaded pastry, usually covered with purple, green, and gold icing or sprinkles. It can be filled with fillings such as strawberry, Bavarian cream, cream cheese, strawberry, and many more. Most king cakes contain a small plastic baby figurine inside, and if you are the lucky person to get the piece of cake with the baby inside, you get to buy the next king cake for work or the party. Now we are going to talk about a delicacy in Louisiana, which is crawfish, usually known as mudbugs or crayfish. They were originally harvested from the Atchafalaya Basin. They are usually brown or red crustaceans. To cook them, you boil them in a large pot with corn, sausage, potatoes, and spices. To eat them, you take off the front pinchers or claws and you eat the meat out of it, and you peel the tail, and that's the main part of it. Some Cajuns even suck the seasonings out of the empty crawfish heads. Another way we enjoy crawfish is cooked down in a crawfish étouffée, which derives from the French term to smother. It consists of peeled crawfish tails, onions, tomato sauce, also eaten on rice. It's similar to a thick stew also. Now, this next tradition is called a boucherie. The boucherie is a social event at which people gather to butcher and make food from a pig. It's pronounced boucherie, and it derives from the Old French language meaning to slaughter. One of the most popular foods at the boucherie is the roast hog. It is the hog is shot. It is cleaned, the hair is removed, and it's seasoned, and it is cooked on an open fire for several hours. And after it is done, you can enjoy the juicy pork meat, or you can eat the crunchy skin. Another Cajun favorite from the pig is the cracklins. Cracklins are crunchy fried pieces of pork fat with layers of meat. These pieces of pig belly must be cut into large chunks and fried down. And lastly, anyone who attends a boucherie must try a link of boudin. Boudin is similar to sausage. It consists of cooked rice and ground up pork meat and mostly green onions. And it is stuffed in a thin edible casing. In general, it's obvious that Cajuns enjoy good food, and it's a major aspect of our culture. And in summary, every region has its own unique customs and foods, but there's truly no competition when it comes to Cajun cooking. If you are ever in Louisiana, don't forget your bowl of gumbo. For dessert, try some beignets or some king cake. Definitely get a platter of boiled spicy crawfish, and do not skip out on a boucherie. Surely by now your mouth is watering. I know mine is. So allons manger. Let's go eat.